I apologize for being late. We had some technical difficulties over here. So I'm so excited to get to do this again with you guys tonight. So I'm going to be answering questions about hair toppers from UniWigs, and I have a whole bunch of them here. So please jump on and let me know how I can help you and what questions you have, because I know how overwhelming this can feel when you're first learning about toppers or looking into them, and everybody's number one fear is that it's going to look bad. So I know how that is, and I'm here to help. So please jump on and let me know what it is that you're struggling with. I'm just going to start telling you a little bit about me while we let people jump on. My name's Lacie Rodriguez, and I have been dealing with hair loss for like 20 years now. I started losing my hair in college, and there's no real explanation other than stress. So I think it was a bad bout of, anxiety and depression and all of that. And it just started falling out in clumps. So it's just never fully recovered. And doctors say it's just genetic alopecia, which sucks, but here we are. I was on your last live and bought a topper. I washed it and it's kind of poofy. Oh, well, funny dessert. I'm so glad you came back to this one. We are going to talk about that. In fact, I can walk you through how I style the Burmese hair, because the Burmese hair is the one that gets really fluffy after you wash it, and it can really scare people, but I promise you, it's just a matter of like styling and using the right kinds of products. So we can totally go over that. In fact, most of the UniWigs toppers anymore have the Burmese hair, and it air dries kind of like this, kind of wavy. It's got a lot of fluff to it, so it's totally normal for it to be really fluffy after you wash it. When you first get it, hi Martha, is it Martha? Hey Catherine, hey Becca, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming. But yeah, when you first get, a lot of your UniWigs toppers will come really stick straight like this, very straight and sleek. And then when you wash them, they get poofy, right? Hola amiga, hi Yomo. So they'll get poofy, and then it just has like a really fluffy texture. It'll have some natural frizz to it. You blew it dry. Okay, let me show you how I handle this. In fact, why don't we style this one together? Do you guys want to do that? If anybody is struggling with the Burmese hair texture and it's really fluffy, poofy, let me show you how I handle that. Hi, Dana or Dana. Dana. New to toppers, I love the idea of glue down lace. Any plus to the closed lace? Ooh, yes. Let's talk about the difference between closed lace and lace front. Martha, you love that it drives wavy. It's such a pretty wave though, right? Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl, yes. Clips made bald spots me last year. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. This is a really common concern among people who want to wear toppers, or sometimes people advocate against toppers because of the risk of traction alopecia, which is what the bald spots are from the clips. But I promise you, there are so many things you can do to avoid that. So it doesn't have to be the case. We can talk about that as well. So I've got several questions. Let me, instead of walking you through step by step how to style this, which maybe we will if we have time, I'm going to tell you really quick. And if we have time, I'll walk you through it. Otherwise, I'm going to get to some of these other questions, okay? This is my number one favorite product. Hold on, it's dirty. Color Wow Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. Okay, if you can get your hands on some of this, it's on Amazon. It's at, I don't know if Ulta has it. I think Ulta has it, and Sephora. But this is such a great product for this kind of hair if you want to wear it sleek. If you love it wavy, more power to you. It is super pretty wavy too. But if you're trying to straighten it, make it sleek, again, you're going to want something like that that's pretty heavy. You also want to use like a conditioner, shampoo and conditioner that is kind of heavy. It's like meant for anti-frizz, moisturizing, hydrating, things like that that are going to kind of weigh it down. And I promise it'll make a big difference in how it styles. So this, just so you know, this Color Wow spray is heat and tension activated. So what I do is I wet this down a little bit. If it's dry, I make it just so it's like damp. Spray this on in sections, like you want to kind of get all the hair in it, and then use a round brush and a hair dryer, you know, smooth out the waves if that's what you're trying to do, and it will activate this. It's also a heat protectant, and it just will style so much smoother and sleeker. Now it's still going to have a little bit more fluff to it, but it helps control it a lot better, okay? It looks natural, doesn't it? It's very dry. Sorry guys, comments are coming so fast, I'm missing them. It is very pretty wavy. I just didn't think it looked good on me wavy. Yeah, well, you can totally straighten it out and smooth it out. It just takes a little bit more effort. Looks more natural after washing. I think so too, Julie. And again, some people love this fluffy texture and some people don't. So it's really just a matter of what your preference is. But I think it looks really natural too. Hi, Velvety Wheat. Okay, Dana, mine is very dry also. I just a few days ago, the Airy Elegance. Okay, it's if it feels really dry, you could add some hair oil to it, but a lot of times people mistake just like the texture itself for feeling like it's dry. They usually have some pretty heavy products on it when it comes. Like, I don't know exactly what UniWigs uses, but it is nice, like something with silicones, because it always looks really smooth. If it does feel dry, get yourself some hair oil. It helps a lot, especially if it's new. It shouldn't feel super dry unless it's a blonde, and then blondes are just going to be drier, unfortunately. The last topper I tried on looked like a toupee. Oh no. Hold on, I lost it. I would just enough to cover scalp. Is there not one with not much hair? So Arjane, this is a dicey topic because everybody wants something that's really small, low density, and I totally get it. But I'm going to warn you, anything that's like one of those little strip toppers that's just kind of a small one, it's really hard sometimes to blend those. And they tend to give you they tend to kind of change the shape of your head. And they kind of give you like this one little strip of density. And sometimes that can cause like a cone shape, right? They're also a little harder to blend. You gotta really have like a spot on color match and texture match and all of that. I personally think that going up just slightly in size and getting something like this is the Airy Elegance, the closed lace version from UniWigs. This is a 6.5 by 7-inch topper. And while I know that it looks bigger, it's actually going to look sometimes more natural and flatter than a small one. And the reason is because number one, it just has this very small hand tight area, which is where most of the volume comes from. And then the wefting, because this is sewn on in strips, it actually hugs your head better and lays flatter. Most of the small ones have to be fully hand tied, and anything that's hand tied is going to have more volume. So this kind of just rounds out the shape of your head a little better than sometimes the smaller ones. So instead of getting like that cone shape right here, it's just like spread out the density kind of along your head, and it hugs it so much better. And it just looks, for a lot of people, more natural. So I hope that that helps. You guys, I just had my roots dyed today, and I've got like dye on my skin. She tried to be clean about it, but looks like I've had, what's it called? A hair transplant. Have you guys seen what that looks like when they're healing? That's what it looks like right now. Oh my gosh. This is a travesty right now. Okay, we're gonna get a much better blend here in a minute, okay? Because this is not doing it for me. Yeah, love the wavy texture. The oil helps a lot. I'm so glad you like it, Carlota. It really is a pretty texture if you like wave. And if you don't, that's understandable. You can smooth it out. I have the Courtney topper and have never used it. I've had it for 2 years, don't have much hair on my hairline to blend. Sigh. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, you can resell your toppers, you guys. If you're really never going to wear it, you might as well get some money out of it and sell it to somebody who can wear it. If you have a really thin hairline, and this, I'm going to kind of cover the like lace front versus closed lace for, I can't remember your name, but somebody who's new. Let's talk about that. And answer this question about the Courtney and having a really thin hairline. So if you don't have much hair up here to blend, a closed lace is a really good idea because look at how thin this cap is. Like, it is like paper thin. It's just like this little teeny tiny thin layer of lace that they have kind of like sealed here on the edge. And that's what makes it so much easier to blend. So this is the closed lace topper. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad it makes sense, Arjane. This is a closed lace topper. Okay, this is the Airy Elegance. And then the Courtney looks like this. So this is actually a monotop. It's a little different than the closed lace. It's a little different fabric or material. It's actually a little bit more durable, just so you know. But it has this PU strip along the edge, and that's really like across the board with monotops. So it's not quite as thin and it's not quite as flexible. It's still a great topper though. So I'm gonna put this one on and you can kind of see that I feel like you need a little bit more hair to blend with this one, on top of the fact that it's actually a little bit higher in density than the closed lace toppers. They have a little bit lower density than the Courtney. So this one, oh, it's all like folded. What is it doing back here? Hold on. I think I had it flipped over. There we go. This one I think needs a little bit more hair sometimes to blend. Now, if you really can't get it to look good, you guys, the number one fix, can anybody tell me in the comments, what is the number one fix if you just can't feel good with the blend of a topper? You just get bangs cut into it. Okay. If you hate bangs, I'm sorry, but I truly feel like there's a bang out there for everybody. It doesn't have to be a full blunt thick bang, but I do feel like if you really have a hard time blending it and you're willing to do bangs, it will solve all your issues. You'll literally just cover up the whole hairline. Okay. All right. So this one is going, my hair is not cooperating today. I'm sorry, you guys. It's like flat to my head. In fact, let me fix this before we keep going. If you struggle with this, okay, let me show you my fix. I did consultations today, so I've been like putting toppers on and off all day, and it's just like my hair is really flat now. I like to have, yes, curtain bangs is an option too. I get curtain bangs in just about all my toppers. You really need a little bit of lift in the front of your hairline to blend most toppers. So even if you've got a thin hairline, get a little bit of lift in it. Let me show you. I just got it wet. I'm gonna use a hair dryer. Look at how dyed my skin is from getting my hair colored. Okay, now I've got a little bit of lift. Oh, this is gonna work so much better. Okay, ready? When you have a little bit of lift like that, it hides that transition so much better. See that? See this like up and over the cap kind of situation? So closed lace toppers are a little easier to blend if you have less hair at your hairline because the density is lower and the cap is thinner. Okay? I hope that makes sense. And then I can talk about a lace front. But really quick, I want to show you one more trick if you're struggling with blending. Right here, see this little area? I like to keep it as close as I can to my hairline, but it's totally normal if this is not really meshing here. So a couple of things you can do, but one of them is use hair fibers. Oh, this reminds me. Anybody who orders during this live, I hope somebody from UniWigs can clarify exactly what it is, but you get a free gift with purchase. So I think it might be like a little accessory kit, if I'm not wrong. So make sure you put in the notes Lacie's live if you order, and they will send you out that free gift. Okay, so I'm just taking a little pump of hair fibers, like minimal, okay? Very small amount of hair fibers. And voila, it blends so much better. Also, I just had my roots done and they are a little dark compared to the topper. So I think that's really what you're seeing. But most nobody's going to notice this, right? So that's the biggest difference between the Courtney and the Airy Elegance. Courtney is a little bit bigger cap. It's also a little bit higher in density, so it's just going to have more hair overall. Curly silver hair. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine how beautiful that is. Lady Vasquez. If you are, I don't know that UniWigs has their Burmese texture in silver, but I would reach out to them and see what your options are with silver. It's probably going to have to be like custom colored, and sometimes the silver can be a lot of maintenance to like keep it silver instead of it going more brassy or yellow. But talk to UniWigs and see what they can do for you, because they're really good about trying to accommodate people's color preferences and things like that. Thanks, that's very helpful information. What's the name of the closed lace topper? So the one I had on is the Airy Elegance. And then they also have a bigger version of this called the Breeze topper. Airy Elegance and Breeze have two options, both of them. The lace front and the closed lace. So I'll show you the lace front here in a minute. But this is the Airy Elegance, the smaller one. And the Breeze is just a larger version of it. So this will have more hair overall. Thank you, UniWigs. It says, they say, welcome, place an order during the live, only for today, and note, Lacie's live will include a free application toolkit with your purchase. Application toolkit. So that's what you get, free gift with purchase. Hi, Lacie, can you tell me how and where to put on the clips? Need help, thank you. Oh, sure, let's go over that. Velvety Wheat. I'm gonna switch choppers and I'll show you the Breeze, the larger closed lace. So I have a very, like specific way of putting on my toppers and taking them off. And I just think that it has made for like the easiest way to blend it to make it look natural, but also be comfortable and come off comfortably when I'm ready for it to come off. So I'll show you how I do that. This is the best hair topper wig live I've watched. Oh, I'm so glad. Well, I'm so happy that you're here then. You love the closed lace. Okay, so this is the Breeze. Okay, this is the large version of that other one. This is 8.5 by 9-inch cap, and the other one is 6.5 by 7. So it's like 2 inches bigger all the way around. And again, you still get that like really thin transition or the rim of the cap. And I'll tell you, this one I have not styled. I just washed it and let it air dry. So again, you can kind of see like the natural texture. And obviously my hair doesn't quite match this color, but if I blend it, if I just kind of like comb it in, it just looks like I have highlights in the front. I'm looking a little witchy. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, you can totally cut it into a bob with bangs. Absolutely. Any of these toppers you could cut into a really cute bob with bangs. And again, bangs, like if you are really, really nervous about wearing hair toppers, or if you're really struggling with this blend, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to show you one with bangs here in a minute. Just cut bangs into it. It'll just make your whole life easier, and then you'll get comfortable in it, and then maybe your next topper, you don't have bangs if you don't want. But you can totally get away with no bangs. But look at how like natural this transition on this looks, even with like a completely different hair color in the front. This is also a really good, I guess, demonstration of how if you have gray, like a lot of us have gray hairs, which I just got mine colored, so you won't be seeing them. But if you have grays in the front, it's actually totally normal to have some grays in the front, even if your topper doesn't. So keep that in mind. I'm always thinking when I'm like playing around with my topper, styling it, if it's something that you could potentially, you know, hypothetically see in nature, in real life, then it's totally believable, okay? So for instance, if your hair is darker underneath, that's totally normal. It's normal for your top layer of your hair to be lighter. So if you want your topper to be lighter or you want it to have highlights, but you don't want to have to do that in your bio hair, totally okay. It's totally natural to have highlights in the top layers and not underneath, okay? Same thing with like, if your topper doesn't have gray, but you have some gray around your hairline, a lot of us gray hair first. So even if it was your natural hair, it's totally believable that you've just got grays in the front and not throughout the rest. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be like a perfect color match, right? It blends so great, right? Such chic highlights. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I always get some light pieces added in the front. And I don't know, it just brightens it up, especially for me with these like dark colors. I look a little better with some little brightness around, you know? Also, I apologize for the janky situation in my nails. Like, what is happening? I busted this one all like halfway down. It's so bad. Okay. Are there any 20-inch toppers, no bangs? So UniWigs does, I don't know, do they have 20-inch? I think that the longest one that I can think of off the top of my head is the Aura topper. And it's in 18 inches, but I promise you it actually lays longer. In fact, I think it's closer to 20, maybe even 21 inches. We can put this one on and I'll show you. But I think this might be their longest one. So I'll show you this one. And the way they measure their length is different. But if you're measuring from like middle part to tips, it's usually going to sit about 20 inches. So, and it does not have bangs. They all have, I think they all come now with some face framing layers, which is actually such an advantage because a lot of, oh, they have a new 22-inch. Ooh, what's that one, Martha? I haven't seen that one. But it really helps to have some face framing layers in these toppers because it just makes them look so much more natural and lighter in the front and like lighter weight. Because a lot, if they're all cut one length, the front will just like sit really heavy. Okay, so I always have layers cut into them, and luckily UniWigs now sends them out with layers. So that's like a lovely new thing. I've cut one of my 18-inch toppers to 12 to 14-inch wavy bob. Cute, Martha. Which one's that one that you had cut? That's a lot to cut off, but you know, if you decided to chop your hair, good for you. Another 22-inch option is the Kinsley topper. Oh, thank you, UniWigs. Okay, so the Kinsley topper is 22 inches as well, if you want to check that one out, if you're looking for really long lengths. Yeah, you saw it like an hour ago? Well, you must have been browsing. I think that's definitely new, the longer ones. So I'll show you, I don't have the Kinsley, but I'll show you the Aura. And this one is a skin top. So if you're looking for something with a really realistic part line, a skin or a silk top is going to be a great option because there are no visible knots. The downside to that is that it's not breathable, so it's a little heavier and thicker cap, but it looks really natural on that part line. I have a receipt and hairline. Do you mean a receding hairline maybe, Rudy? And I part my hair to the left. I always see toppers down the middle. Is there any good toppers that you can part your hair to the side? Great question. Actually, all of these toppers that I've shown you so far, you can totally part them anywhere you want. So anywhere within this hand-tied section right here, which is usually around roughly the same size, you could part it anywhere. You just have to get the hair wet. Maybe I can show you guys in a little bit how I do that, but absolutely, you can part it wherever you want up there. So a lot of times I wear a lot of mine in a middle part, but I also like a right part sometimes. Depends on the piece, it depends on the day. Okay, so this Aura topper has that really realistic part line. It's actually a low density. It's only 110%, but again, it has that fluffy texture. So it can end up looking like more hair than it actually is. But it has this comb in the front. You just kind of, I wiggle that in. And again, I keep it like right at my hairline. This is the color truffle brown, just like that other one I just had on. Like, look at how completely different the styles are. The other one's a lot fluffier because it's got, they're called return hairs. The lace and the monotops have return hairs. This skin top does not. So all the hair comes one length unless you cut it. Obviously, I've had layers cut into this. But there are no like shorter hairs throughout. So it looks very sleek, kind of like luxe, you know? Oh yeah, lace front comparison. I'm going to do that. Thank you for the reminder. What if the lace lifts a bit in the front? I'll show you on a lace front topper. Do you mean a lace front or a closed lace? And then I'll go over the comparison of those as soon as I get through this Aura one. Sorry, I totally forgot I was going to do that. ADHD. I wear a CPAP machine at night, so wherever the straps lay is making me lose my hair. Oh no. I also have a birthmark with not a strand of hair on it. It's a 1x3 size. I've had it all my life. I need help. Wow, that's wild. So it's just like a birthmark on your head? Okay, well, all I would say is pretty much any topper will probably cover it. You just want to make sure that the clip is not clipping into any of those thin areas, like you said, where your CPAP straps go, or your birthmark. So as long as the clips aren't clipping into that, chances are they'll probably be covered. Even if the cap doesn't cover it, like let's see, like the cap on me comes down to about here. This is a 7.5 by 7.5 cap. Even if like your straps maybe are, I don't know exactly, but maybe they're more above your ears, either way, they'll be covered by this hair. So even if the cap doesn't cover it, the hair will. And usually that's enough to totally hide it and you'd never see it. You'd never know, you know? Okay, yes, you can curl the hair, Rudy. Absolutely. It's human hair, so you can curl it just like you would your bio hair. You're dealing with that as well. I hate the thing, but I have to wear it. Oh my goodness, you guys, CPAP machines. I also have sleep apnea, but I use it's called a mandibular advancement device. So it's like a mouthpiece that pushes my chin forward. And I know a lot of people say it doesn't work for sleep apnea, but I was diagnosed with like moderate sleep apnea, and now that I've used it for years, and I don't like I've done follow-ups, and it works for me really well. So if you really, really hate the CPAP and it's not super severe, I don't know, maybe it's worth a shot to try. It was expensive because they have to like 3D print it from a scan of your mouth, but I love it. Okay, so again, this is the Aura, the Upgrade Aura. And this one is a little bit trickier to blend because the cap, remember, is a little thicker. It's not as paper thin as those other ones we were looking at, the closed lace. But again, if you just get a little bit of lift in your hair right here, it usually will cover it. Another trick is you really want to make sure that the roots right here at the rim of the topper are going forward. You don't want to blow dry everything back because it'll expose the ridge here, the rim, and it'll be harder to blend. So right here at the root, you want these to kind of come down and forward, and then you can style everything back, but that will hide that transition a lot better than if you just blow dried everything backwards, okay? My mom has this one. She loved it so much. I helped her order another style. Oh, sweet pea, I love it. Yes, this one's such a popular one because of the like sleeker texture and that like uber realistic part line, right? So Upgrade Aura is a fantastic one. Will you tell me what topper that is and length? I missed it. Sure, this Naomi, this is the Upgrade Aura topper in the color truffle brown, and the length is 18 inches. But let me measure it and tell you exactly how long it sits. Oh no, I don't have my measuring tape. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was an empty promise. I don't have my measuring tape with me, but I'm almost positive it measures 20 inches from middle part to tips. I think this is their longest length in this one. How does it compare to the Upgrade Courtney? It's a completely different cap construction. So you've got this really realistic part because it's a skin top, and it's a little bit thicker than the Courtney as far as like the cap itself. It's similar in size, but the Courtney has return hairs and this one does not. So the return hairs are like the shorter hairs that are kind of dispersed throughout, and this one does not have those. So it's a sleeker texture. Like there are no and these little flyaways, these are mine, but there's no like little shorter pieces. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you a sleeker texture. I will say the one bizarre thing about this one, the skin top, is the sound. And as long as you're not trying to scratch your head, nobody's gonna know. But it's just kind of a quirky thing about it. It sounds a little plasticky. Just don't try to scratch your head while it's on. Nobody will know. Nobody will be the wiser. Okay, let's get to the lace fronts because I promised since the beginning we were going to talk about that. Okay, so UniWigs released last year, I think, their new like high-end Swiss lace fronts. And this is best for anybody who has a receding hairline. So if your hairline is kind of going back and your forehead's getting higher, or if you have like especially also like through the temple area, if you're really receding and you can totally handle like lowering your hairline slightly, a lace front like this will recreate a hairline for you. So they are fantastic for that. I also love lace fronts for updos because they do need to be glued down usually. They come with this halo wire, and I'll show you how that works. But in order for them to be super secure, they need to be glued down, and it also keeps them looking extra natural. So, but these do not blend with your bio hair. So you put them in front of your hairline. You don't want to pull out any of your bio hair here in the front. This will sit directly on your forehead, on your skin. And when it's glued down completely flat, like on its own, it's not going to sit flat. So don't wear it like this. But if you glue it down, it will melt right into your skin. And it's amazing how invisible that lace is. So this is the Airy Elegance, but the lace front version. So I told you they've got a closed lace version. That one sits a little bit behind your hairline. Just think like lace front. The front is recreating the front. Closed lace means it's like has a seam there and it's closed off, so it's meant to be blended with your own bio hair. I know that's really confusing for people. So that's what this one is. They also have the Breeze version, which is the larger cap, just like they have in the closed lace. The Breeze lace front is exactly the same, only the open lace instead of the closed lace. Okay. So again, this like will recreate a hairline for you. So which one would work best for a pixie cut? Return hairs or no return hairs? Pixie cuts work best with anything that's fully hand tied, and that's going to have return, like mono or lace that has return hairs, because you usually need a little bit more volume with a pixie cut, and it's usually a lot of layers. So I always recommend for a pixie cut, ideally it would be a smaller topper that's all hand tied. That works really well for pixie. Which toppers come with Chinese or Burmese hair option? Fuzzy prawn, I think the only one I know of for sure is the Courtney, the Upgrade Courtney, where you can pick which texture you want. And the Chinese texture is supposed to be a little straighter. I don't know, I've heard mixed reviews on that. Some people say it's still really fluffy and wavy. So I don't know exactly what all the differences are. Thank you, UniWigs. They say it is the Upgrade Courtney. So that's the one where you can choose your texture. Okay. Let me show you how the halo wire works, because if you don't want to glue down the lace front, they give you another option. Try to ignore the pink, the pink ribbons. All UniWigs toppers now come with brown loops. I sewed my own in, and I only had pink, but they all come now with loops pre-installed. But then they send this little halo wire that is separate, and it's removable, so you can put it on here, try it out. If you don't like it, take it off. Or maybe sometimes you want to wear it and sometimes you don't. But let me show you how it works, because it works really great for lace front toppers especially. They have these little, like, they look like little bra strap clips, you know, and you hook these into the little loops here, and it creates this little like headband. So what you do is you want to pull your hair up and out of the way to start. Okay, UniWigs says the Chinese hair has a naturally straight texture, less wavy curly than the Burmese hair. Okay, so that's really the biggest difference, is supposed to be the texture. Okay, move my hair out of the way. I'm holding this away from me, and then I'm gonna put this around, and then at the nape of my neck is where I'm gonna leave it. Then I can let my hair down. And what this does is it creates this like, what is the word? I don't know the word. I keep thinking like leverage or like counter, I don't know. But what it does is the little band at the nape of your neck pulls the lace taut so that it sits flat on your skin. Does that make sense? So it keeps it a little bit more secure and flat without glue. It's a lovely feature, especially if the clips in the front tend to pull on your bio hair if they're not very comfortable. You might love just doing the halo wire. I'm pulling up my hair out on the sides here from underneath that band. But technically, like, you could get away without using the side clip sometimes too. And all our toppers come with these removable halo wires. So they are wonderful. See how flat it sits without glue. So I personally love the halo wires. Excuse me, you love this one, Sarah? It's pretty. And the color, this color is moose brown. So it's a very popular color. It's like they're really pretty highlighted kind of medium brown. Do you have a color chart to choose from? So Patley, they have, depends on the topper you're looking at. They don't offer all the toppers in all the colors. And they do have like a color, they have a lot of their colors on their website where you can go and compare and contrast them. I think that they have, if you look separately under, even if you just search on their website colors, usually it'll pop up and you can see like little snapshots of all the different colors. I use the halo wire when my scalp is sensitive and I don't want to use the front clips. Yes, Martha, it's like, you know, like sometimes there's like a certain time of the month when everything is irritating. That's a great time also to wear the clips. You know, sometimes like our heads are just more sensitive than others. What's the name of the one you have on, Sarah? This is the Airy Elegance in with the lace front. So they have a closed lace and a lace front. The lace front recreates a hairline for you though. So that's what this one is doing. And this one works as a great updo topper. So, but I would, if I'm going to wear it up, I would remove the halo wire and I would glue it. What shampoo and conditioner do you recommend to wash the human hair pieces? Wendy, anything that's high end, like salon quality, but something if you're wanting, just go with like what texture you're going for. Anything that's hydrating and moisturizing. For the Burmese hair, if you want to wear it more like sleek like this, where it's like blown out and then curled, or if you want to wear it straight, I would go with anything that's like anti-frizz. That's gonna like weigh it down a little bit and take away some of the poofiness and the fluffiness. I don't know, I've used lots of different ones, but definitely something like, I know Redken has an anti-frizz one. I haven't used that one yet, but a lot of people rave about that one. And I've just been experimenting with different ones. So but the Redken one is good. I've used the Hair Labs, which is like a drugstore brand, and just added the anti-frizz little vial you can buy separately. So anything that's like gonna take good care of it, and hydration is like the number one thing you want, okay? The color matches with my hair, I need it. Oh yeah, it's such a pretty color. I have lots of my UniWigs pieces in this color, moose brown. Have been sitting sewing on my toppers today so I can use halo wires on all my toppers. Oh my gosh, Martha, you are a sister after my own heart. I just remember when I got one of my, well, it was my very first UniWigs topper, and it had a halo wire, and this was years and years ago, but they didn't have them removable, and everybody was like, I just cut it out. I hate that halo wire. I was like, what? I love having the halo wire. But let me show you how I would use this for an updo. And I'm not going to glue it on yet, but if we have time towards the end, I will glue it on if you guys want to stick around. But once I glue it on, my hair is going to be all flat and have glue in it, so I won't be able to show you the other ones. So I always wait till the end to do that. But if I was going to wear this in an updo, and this is the perfect size, this Airy Elegance is the perfect size for like a cute ponytail, even like a top knot, I would glue it down first. Obviously, that's going to make it sit flat and keep it secure without having to rely on the clips. And then I could pull it up. Look at that little ponytail. Isn't that cute? This is one of the things that I'm so grateful to have toppers for. I have never been a ponytail girl. I have never had enough hair to make for a cute ponytail. And toppers changed that for me, and now I love ponytails. Love the halo wire, but it's good to have the option to take it on and off. Absolutely, Martha. That's the best part about the new ones, is that you can take it on and off, and it's just genius, genius. This is not gonna work well because it's not glued down. But this is like the best pony topper, I'm telling you. And it's like a natural amount of hair, so it's not a super thick ponytail. But you could also, like I said, do a like a little messy bun, you know. And I always keep it really loose so it hides the cap. I don't do like slicked back things, you know, but then I would just bobby pin this, and oh, it's so cute. Do you guys want to see the back? So there we go. A lovely updo that I would have never had with my bio hair. Like never, ever. Will the Breeze closed lace sit as flat with a halo? Yeah. You can also use the halo wire on the closed lace, and yes, it will sit flat as well. How do you refresh between washes? Like right now I have 3 barrel waves in my Breeze topper and I want to do beach waves. Do I wet it or wash it all the way? Oh, love this. Back to me. Okay, I have been experimenting with not using shampoo with every wash, and I'm telling you, I'm like pretty jazzed about it. I heard this from a wig maker once that you do not have to wash your topper or wig with shampoo every time, that water actually gets a lot of the debris and pollution and everything out. Especially if you're not using a ton of product, but even if you're using products, a lot of times water will wash out most of it. So he recommended to only wash with shampoo every other time. So I've been trying that, and I'm like a weird, I don't know, I think it's like a sensory thing. Like I wash my bio hair every single day. I can't handle like dirty hair. It drives me nuts. So I was very hesitant, but I don't know, I've been doing it. Like that's what I did with my Breeze, is I just washed it. I mean, I wet it down completely and used conditioner, but I didn't wash it with shampoo. And it's like I can totally run my fingers through it. I'm pretty amazed. So I would say no. You do not need to wash it every time with shampoo. You love the messy bun, Martha? Me too. It's fun. You need this topper, Beauty by Terry. So that's the smaller version that works great for updos. Let me show you the larger version. And this one I have bangs cut into, which was kind of like, I wore it for a long time without bangs, but I had my very first UniWigs topper had bangs, and I freaking love those bangs on it so much that I had them cut into this one because I just loved the style. But the lace is equally as good as the Airy Elegance, so you could totally get away without bangs. I didn't cut the bangs to hide the lace, is what I'm trying to say here. I'm going to put this on with the halo wire as well. Well, actually, let me just show you what it would look like. No, I'm going to put it on with the halo wire, and then I can show you. You can also wear this one up. Okay. And this is in the color Truffle Brown. It's just so amazing how with that halo wire, how much flatter it sits, even without glue. This one doesn't sit quite as flat. Maybe it's because I have all my hair stuck under here. Hold on. And like I said, this one's going to have quite a bit more hair than the Airy Elegance because it's a larger cap. But if you're going for some more, if you want more coverage or if you just want more density, this one would work great. I freaking love this cut. Like, aren't the bangs just so cute? They're just like a wispy bang. Hold on, we got to get them out of my eyeballs though. And the fun thing about bangs and toppers is you can adjust the length of the bangs by just moving your topper like further back or further forward. Oh my gosh, love the bangs. Me too. I'm glad you guys love the bangs. They might be a little bit long. Oh my goodness, hold on. It's because I have a mess of toppers over here. Now I've got all these little hairs in my eyes. There we go. Okay, so what I love about a wispy bang like this is that you can totally kind of push them off to the side and make them kind of a side bang and not have them on your face as much. Because I know people are like, I can't do bangs because I can't stand my hair like in my eyes or on my face. You can totally do, but like see how much of the hairline is completely covered still? Bangs are just like, if that really is an issue for you, bangs are a great option. Or I can spread them out a little, wear them across like this. Yeah, I think they're a little bit long. I think they probably need a little trim. And I could pull this back a little bit, but now it's clipped in, so I'm not going to. Anyway, so cute. Okay, I'm glad you guys love it. What about women with short hair needing fullness? Yeah, so most of these will work for shorter hair too. Again, pixie cuts are a little different. Like anything that's really heavily layered, and super duper short, that I would say you're gonna want something that's fully hand tied and something that's smaller. But if you're just like a chin length bob, really pretty much any of these will work for you. Will the curtain bangs cover the sides better? Yes, you can get curtain bangs as well, and that will absolutely cover the sides better. Yep. Beautiful bangs, thank you. That looks good. Good, thank you. Did you say that would be me, Rudy, as in like you don't like the hair on your face? Because that's a lot of people. But yeah, even if you have bangs cut, you can just kind of style them off to the side. I do that a lot too. So let me show you guys the back of this one. It's got like really great coverage. And the fact that, another thing that's good to know is if you are wanting to try out kind of a different color and it's not really like matching your bio hair very well, getting something with a lace front and with a lot of coverage like this, you like don't even hardly see my bio hair at all. Because I just like, I don't even really need to blend my bio hair with it. I barely have some under here, but you just don't even really see it. So even though this is like a completely different color than my hair, because it has so much coverage, it's covering all of it. And then because it has a lace front and I don't even have to blend my hairline with it, also like really good coverage. So if you're trying to hide like grays, things like that, a larger cap with more coverage will do that for you better than a smaller one with less coverage. Monos work with shorter styles. Yes, they do, Martha. They totally do. A fully hand-tied mono top would work really well for shorter styles. In fact, I'm pretty sure UniWigs has one, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Amelia, maybe? I can't remember, but I think they do have a shorter topper or smaller topper like that for shorter styles. Works great. Okay. What other one were we gonna look at, you guys? I feel like I had another one on deck here, but I can't remember what it was. Let me show you this color though, since really all of my pieces basically are truffle brown, like this one, which is like a really great, kind of a little bit warmer medium brown. And then mousse brown, which is a medium brown basically, but with like caramel highlights. So those are the two colors that I normally wear, but I do have this one. I don't even really know. I think this one is just, I think they sent it to me for show. But this is the color Vanilla Butter Blonde. And this is a really popular blonde color. So it's got a little bit of a darker root, but it's not like crazy dark. And this really pretty ashy blonde. This is my sister's color. She has this exact topper in a shorter length. It's the Upgrade Courtney in Vanilla Butter Blonde. So if you like blonde, if you're looking for blonde, this is a really beautiful color. And it's probably like their most common, like their most popular blonde color. And then they have Dusty Ash Brown, which is sort of like this color, but with some more brown in it. So those are some of their really popular colors. Where can you find these toppers? These are all on UniWigs' website. So they're linking them right here, I think. I don't know if you hit the shop button. I don't know exactly what your guys' end looks like, but they're linking products right now, so you can check them out. Eunice, the topper I have on right now is an 8.5 by 9. And the one I was just showing you is 7 by 8. So it's 7 inches across, 8 inches front to back. They have a shorter topper. I will show that one to my mom. Yeah, I think they still do. And I think it's called Amelia, if I'm not wrong. Okay, all right. I came in midway. What was the first topper color and name? Oh, I don't know exactly which one. Do you mean the one I have on, Beauty by Terry? This is the Breeze topper. Oh, you're welcome, Eunice. This is the Breeze topper with the lace front in the color Truffle Brown. And the length on this one is 14 inches, which again, it measures a little longer. It actually measures to 16 inches. Oh, tell your mom hi, Martha. I just cut bangs into mine. It came out great. Oh, good. Funny dessert. I'm so happy. I know the worst is if you cut bangs and they come out terrible. So it's always good news if they turn out great. But again, if like the most common thing that happens with bangs is that they're cut too short. And if that's the case, you guys just pull your topper down a little bit. Okay. And yes, you can always catch the replay and find the product link after. Yes, you can do that too. What is your favorite type of topper? They all look good. Oh, thanks, Rudy. I get this question every single day of my life. You guys, I genuinely, and I promise I'm not doing this to just be like annoying. I genuinely do not have a favorite. I have so many favorites, and it really depends on what I'm going for, like what look I'm going for, because I love this one for the density. I like a lot of volume, and I think that this one works really well for that. But if I am thinking like, actually, I want to wear my hair, like I don't want as much volume, like I want it to look a little sleeker, I will go for the Airy Elegance. Or if it's really hot outside, I'll go for the Airy Elegance because it's less hair, so it's going to be cooler. So there's a million reasons of why I choose a different topper every other day, but I swear to you, I don't have a favorite. All the ones I'm showing you are toppers I genuinely wear on a regular basis. So I'm not even sharing anything that I don't like. I promise. Truffle brown and moose brown are my favorite colors. I know, they're so good, aren't they? These toppers look so beautiful on you. Thank you. What is a mono top? Okay, let's look at different cap constructions. So this is a mono top, and it is basically just like a fine mesh. It's a really durable construction, and I know it's hard to see, but oh, you can kind of see if I scoot back. Can you see that like the light will pass through it? So it's breathable, it's really durable. And it's a monofilament is the full name of it. But anything like that that's just one layer is going to have visible knots, just slightly visible, which once you put it on your head, it's less visible than if you're putting it up against my skin here. But that's what mono is, and that compared to like lace is going to be kind of similar, but lace, the holes are actually bigger in the mesh. So it's actually the most breathable kind. It's also pretty delicate. So you do want to be careful with lace because it can rip, whereas mono is just a little bit more durable. Do they have mini toppers? They do have one that I said I think it's called Amelia, and it is a little smaller. I think it's like 3 by 5 inches maybe. So I think they do have one of those, yes. Can you wear longer toppers with shorter natural hair? Yes, actually. So if you wanted to wear your topper longer than your bio hair, a couple of things you want to think about. You definitely are going to want a little bit more density or a larger cap. Because if I tried to wear like a small topper longer than my bio hair, you're going to like see the difference in length real easily. But something like the Breeze topper works fantastically to wear longer than your bio hair because it has so much hair on it. It's going to cover up your bio hair so much that you probably won't even see it. So that's what I always recommend if you want to go longer. Like the Courtney, I wear the Courtney a little bit longer than my bio hair as well. And I think that the Courtney works. The Airy Elegance, you're going to be like, let me see if you can see this. It's such a light density. See how much you're going to see through this, and you'll probably see where your hair ends if there's a lot of difference in the length. So I wouldn't recommend adding a lot of length with the Airy Elegance, but definitely with the Breeze. The Breeze is probably your best option if you want to add length. And it also is ideal if your hair is like shoulder-ish length. If your hair is shorter than that, sometimes it will kind of poke out more and it doesn't blend as well. But once it gets to about shoulder length, it tends to blend a lot better with longer lengths. So, yes, we've linked the 3 by 4 inch mini topper underneath. Okay, so it's a 3 by 4 inch one that they said they linked. I missed the smaller one for the Updo. What one was that? Oh, that's the Airy Elegance. And I usually wear the lace front so that I can glue it down. And I'll glue it down here in a little bit so you guys can see what that process looks like. But gluing it down keeps it really secure. And what happens is you can wear your hair up with really any topper, but sometimes it'll start to pull on the clips, and that is where you're running the risk of like damaging your bio hair. But if it's glued down, it keeps it really secure so that it's not relying only on the clips. And that way you can pull it up and do anything you want with it, and it's really comfortable, and I can wear it like that all day long. It's so much fun that we can change length and style with toppers and not just wigs. I know, right? I think this was like kind of a new concept because I always believed that your topper had to match your bio hair like perfectly, and you had to match your length and your color, and like everything had to match perfectly. But the more I tried different toppers, I'm like, actually, you guys, I can get away with, like, I have some of my toppers are full on blonde, like the color of my highlights. And as long as they have enough coverage, I really can get away with a variety of colors and lengths and styles. It's so fun, and without ever having to like pull my hair completely up and put it under a wig, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you don't have to. Sorry, I get really dry mouth when I do these. Okay, have I missed any questions so far? Because if not, I'm gonna kind of move into doing some like styling maybe. We could work on some styling because I still believe that that is like the number one skill that you need to really work on when you get toppers. A lot of times we're just not used to doing much with our hair, and sometimes with toppers it requires a little bit more work to style. But the good news is you only have to do it, you know, every once in a while. Like I really only style my toppers, like fully style them after I've washed them. And I can go sometimes like 3 to 4 weeks between styling or between washes. So, but it can be a little tricky when you're getting started. Can I sew a comb into a lace front? Yeah, well, you can, okay, sorry. I said yeah, because that's always like, I'm a yes girl. But actually, you don't want to sew anything directly into the lace. So if it had a liner, you could, but the UniWigs ones do not have a liner. I've seen people sew clips, or I mean combs in here at the crown, and that can help. So you could sew it into the wefting, and it would, obviously the comb would be like way back here, but it can also kind of help keep it more secure if you feel like it's sliding. But I wouldn't do a comb into the lace because it's so fragile. It's really likely that you'll end up ripping it. Carlota, yes to the styling. Okay. Jelly Belly Belle, that's cute. Thank you so much for doing this. Learning so much as I start shopping for my first piece. I have odd texture waves, and this is making me feel more confident. Oh, I'm so happy you're feeling more confident. And really, it's all about finding like the right piece that works for you. And like I said earlier, some people really hate the wavy texture. Some people prefer it. I've actually done consultations with women who were like, oh, I have like no budget. I'll get whatever you recommend. And as we talk about all the different options, they're like, actually, that Burmese hair sounds a lot like my bio hair texture. And I think that that might actually be the easiest and the best option for me. So even though they have like no budget, sometimes they'll still go with something from UniWigs that's so much more affordable because the texture is actually better for them. Okay. So this is all about what works for you. Because of my hair loss, I started with wigs. I have like 30 of them, but I never wore any of them outside. So when I found a good affordable toppers, I was sold. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's quite the wig collection. Girl, you should be selling those if you're not going to wear them. But yes, finding affordable toppers. And I love hearing people who have switched from wigs to toppers because I feel like it's more rare. A lot of my friends in the hair loss community started with toppers and then quickly moved on to wigs. And I sometimes will argue with them because I really truly believe that more people would wear toppers if they were more educated on them. And if they knew more about what kind of toppers will work for them and what kind of toppers will give them the kind of style they're looking for, I genuinely believe more women would wear toppers than do because and again, that doesn't mean that like you can have wigs and toppers. You can do both 100%. I do, but I just tend to prefer toppers. And I think that part of it is because I just know what works. And a lot of people don't. So once you figure that out, it really is life-changing. Okay, Carla, can you stick the Velcro grippers on the lace toppers? I wouldn't, if you're sticking, like if it's a sticky back Velcro, again, I would not do that on the lace. Just think the lace is so delicate, not only the lace, but also the knots of the hair in the lace. So if you're putting like anything sticky right on the hair, it's going to like compromise the knots. You'll probably have more shedding. So I really wouldn't put anything on the lace other than like glue or like tape that's made specially for these. But I like wouldn't put adhesive like Velcro on it. You can, I have seen people clip Velcro into the clips like on the sides, and you can totally do that. I just wouldn't stick anything to this lace. Rudy, what do you think about hairline toppers? I actually have never tried a hairline topper, but I have recommended them to a few people who really just have their only thinning area, or like their hairline is really receding through here, and that's really all they want to cover, and the rest of their head is great. I think the hairline toppers are pretty awesome. They're really just like a strip of lace that is attached with that halo wire, and it really just covers the front. But it will recreate a hairline for you, and it will let you like lower that hairline. But I think you definitely want to make sure your color match is really good. Yes, I have to start selling my wigs. They just sit in their boxes. Yep, get rid of those things. Give them to somebody who will wear them. Martha. Okay. Okay, what is Remy? Okay, I'm going to start styling and we'll talk about hair, okay? I'm going to style, this is my Savannah topper. So this is like a larger, again, I think this is a 9x9 silk topper. So it's a little heavier. It's a lot more hair. This one is probably like the most density on any of the UniWigs toppers is my guess. But it is a silk topper, so it does not have return hairs. Remember we talked about return hairs? So it doesn't, it's not, I mean, it still has that fluffy, wavy texture, but it doesn't have like a ton of, like, it doesn't have like those shorter hairs that really add to that fluffiness. So it is a little bit sleeker. It doesn't look like as much hair as it actually is. And I have a ton of layers cut into this, so. But let's style, should we style this one? Is that you, Rudy, like with the hairline topper? I would say it's definitely worth a shot. They're also super inexpensive, so if it doesn't work, like you could find somebody that could use it, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I style this Burmese hair if I wanted to wear it sleek. Now, totally you can wear it wavy. I love wearing it wavy sometimes. It really is a pretty wave. But if you really do want to wear it straight, or you want to give it like a blowout look, let me show you how I do that. I don't know if I can tilt you so you can see this a little better. Let's see. We'll see how this goes. So I always recommend that you get a cork head like this. It's so much easier to pin your topper to it and style it than try to like do it on your head. So I use this little seam so I can see like where my part is going to be. Imagine that this is like your nose, okay? So I can flip this back and I want to make sure I center this. So I have a right part in this topper. And then I've actually learned to pin through the clips. And when I push the pins in, I push them in at an angle like this so that they have a little bit better leverage and they don't come out as easily. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I just poked myself. And then I do 2 in the back as well. So this topper obviously is completely dry. It's ideal usually to start doing like a blow dry, like blowing it out with a round brush when it's about 80% dry. And since it's fully dry, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with some water to just get it like more damp. I'll also show you how to change the part because I know that was another question. So I don't want it soaking wet. I just want it kind of damp. I had to cut a lot of layers in my 8x9 silk topper. I first was scared of all that hair. It is a lot of hair and it really can scare people when they're first starting out. Everybody is drawn to that realistic part line. It's so nice and there's no visible knots and everybody loves that. But there's always a give and take with toppers. Like there is no magical topper that has no downsides, I promise you. They all have some kind of downside. Like when you get that really realistic scalp, it has to come with a higher density, period. Like it just does. Otherwise the topper would look like it was thinning. So you kind of have to know that going into it. And if you don't know that going into it, it's really easy to see how people get so frustrated. Are there any specific tips for caring for toppers in winter? It's so dry here. Jessie, yes. Oil, hair oil. Like you'll see when you brush through pieces, let me find one I haven't oiled lately. You'll see that when you start brushing through them, they will get like staticky. I don't know, let's just try this one. But it's a lot, yeah, look at this. Do you see how staticky it gets? That is a sign that it is dry. And it happens a lot in the winter too. Like if you live somewhere with a dry climate and a cold climate, like I'm in Utah, you guys, it gets so dry because of the heaters going all the time and it's just hot, dry air. So use some hair oil. Like I've tried so many different ones. This is Moroccan oil. This is a travel size. It's just small. Just a tiny little, like a drop of it. Rub it on your hands and then run it through the hair. And it will help combat like that static feeling and the dryness. Do you have any darker colors? Gifted Pumpkin. My darkest one I have is this truffle brown, but UniWigs carry like truffle brown. Here we go. Truffle brown, then they have espresso and natural black with brown shades. So they do have some darker colors. God, this water is really coming out slow. And I keep talking, so it's like drying on me. Okay, so once I have this a little bit damp, I can spray it with my favorite product that I told you for this kind of hair if you're trying to smooth it out. That Color Wow. Excuse me, guys. Okay, the Color Wow Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. I have a very small space to work in right here, so hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just going to spray it kind of all throughout. And this just basically weighs the hair down a lot so that you don't get that poofy texture. And you will feel this though. This has like you'll feel like if you use this too much over time, you'll probably need to do a clarifying treatment on the hair because it can build up over time. But it just works so well. Okay, I'm going to use my hair dryer. So it's going to get loud in here, but hopefully I have my mic on, so hopefully you can still hear me okay. I actually like the dark caramel. Yes, Gifted Pumpkin, I forgot they have that one too. Yes, the dark caramel is really pretty. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Sorry, this isn't super loud dryer, but yes, the static is so annoying. I sometimes use dryer sheets to remove them. Yes, the dryer sheet. You guys, I grew up with that trick for everything. My clothes, my hair. My mom was always just like, go get a dryer sheet. I'm moving this over a little bit. Does that have a strong smell? No, Funny Dessert, I don't feel like, no, I don't think that product has much of a smell at all. I don't know. I'm usually really sensitive to smells, but it doesn't. How often should hair oil be used? Once a week? Jesse, you really can use it as often as you need it. Like, if it's still really staticky, it's going to be fine if you keep using it. Like, you could use it every day, potentially. But I normally use it after I style it. So let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm using a metal round brush because metal is important because what you're doing is heating up the metal as you go with the hair dryer. I like having a little concentrator nozzle so that you can control where the air is going. You want to direct the air going downward and you're hitting it like right on the brush. So the brush is heating up and as I'm kind of like twisting it through the hair, it's smoothing it out almost like a curling iron would, right? So having the metal brush is key. And if it's really long like this, I sometimes will kind of wrap it around it like this. And then it keeps the tension a little bit tight. And again, that helps activate the product. It's heat and tension activated. But look at how smooth that blew out. Like, it's lovely, isn't it? And you will want to go work on like, small sections and just work your way throughout the whole hair, which could take a while. So I don't know. We'll see how long this, if you guys end up getting bored, just tell me and we'll do something else. But It really does wonders to smooth it out. Now I know more about the various toppers. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Now I know more about the various toppers. Took me a while to learn, but I've gotten a lot of knowledge from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Insta, and your amazing topper course. Oh, Martha, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Is it Martha? I hope I'm saying your name right here. That's amazing. I'm going to get some of that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is worth every penny. It's kind of pricey. I think it's like 30 bucks, but it really is amazing. Now, granted, also remember, this topper does not have any return hairs, so it's going to smooth out even easier than like the Airy Elegance or the Breeze topper because it doesn't have any of those return hairs to fight. But either way, that Dream Coat spray works so well. Hola de Colombia! Molino, no voy a poder pronunciarlo, pero hola, hola. What was that called? You're talking about the spray? Let me show you. It is, the Color Wow is the brand, and it's called Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. Oh, I have the Breeze. Can I pull out the hairs? No, so you can't pull out the return hairs. It's the way the hair is sewn on. So with a silk top like this, when they tie the hair on, so they literally tie a knot with it with these little hooks, and they have the long end of the strand and then they have the short end of the strand, right? After they tie the knot. On the silk tops, they actually just cut off the short strands and they glue them between layers of fabric. That's why you're left with only the long hairs. On the Breeze or the Airy Elegance or any of these like lace or mono tops, when they tie the hair on, they have the long strand, and then the short strand, they kind of just incorporate it back into the hair, and you can see that they are just, see these little short hairs? Oh gosh, I'm terrible at trying to illustrate this. Can you see all these little short hairs kind of popping out? These are return hairs. And you just cannot get away from them. It's the way they're sewn on. You literally couldn't cut them all out. Like there's millions of them. So it really is just going to give you a fluffier texture. But using that trick I told you about, well, using the same product, but also when you're blow drying, it's so important. This is my #1 tip. I also do not like blow drying brushes if you have return hairs when you're trying to smooth them out. If you know what I'm talking about, there's like the Revlon one where it blows air out from the middle and it blows air out, and it has a brush like this, and it's just like a one piece. You don't need the hairdryer with it. The problem is because the air is blowing out from the inside, it's going to blow those return hairs out, and it's actually going to make them way fluffier. So that's why I prefer to use a metal brush and round brush and a hairdryer, and always aim the air downwards. You never want to be blow drying it like this because you're going to blow dry all of those return hairs. You're going to be blow drying them up, and that's going to make it a lot fluffier. The same thing goes for like if you just kind of blow dry the whole thing like this. Again, you're going to be like roughing up those return hairs a lot. So doing it systematically, section by section with a round brush and going down, it'll turn out a million times sleeker if you do that. I'm so happy it's helpful. I should have probably done the Breeze one then instead of this one, but I just know that this one I just have let air dry. So anyway, let me see if you can kind of see the difference. This is when it's been blow dried straight compared to when it's wavy. So it does a really good job. And then once you blow dried it, you can totally take a curling iron to it. You can flat iron it. You can wear it just like this. Totally up to you at that point, but the blow dry is going to smooth out the texture a lot. Which one is this again? This is the Savannah topper. So this is a silk top. Let me show you, I forgot I was going to show you guys how to change the part. So let's say you get it, I think UniWigs usually parts theirs, I don't know, I feel like mine are always parted to the left, and I always wear a right part. So let's switch this. it's a right part. Let's just do a middle part so you can see it. Well, I'm running out of water. That's why it's not coming out. So you want to wet the roots. Okay. And because it's not going to part on its own. If you do this, it's not going to stay. So you just want to wet the roots. And I like to have a little bit of a messy part. I think it just looks more natural than if it's really super straight. And depending on how you like your part, if you like it really flat, if you like the roots really flat, you want to part it and then blow dry it just like this. Just blow dry it flat like this. If you like a little bit of volume at the root, you can do like, especially this one because it does not have those return hairs, so I'm not worried about like fluffing it up too much. I could kind of like move the hair around and then back the other way, and that's going to kind of just give it a little bit of lift at the root. Woo. And then go back in and find the part. Now when I go in to part it, it'll have just like a little bit of volume at the root. So depending on kind of the look you're going for, but if you just want it to be flat, then just part it and then blow dry it into place. Just like that. Let me see. I might need to buy another one. Not a bad idea. Oh, you're so welcome. Pros and cons with the different toppers. Oh, there's so many. But yes, we can talk about that. They come with a default left part, but you can always change the part line. Yes. Gifted Pumpkin, you're so informative. Means so much to me. I'm first time very nervous, but it is time. I'm used to so much hair topic. It just didn't work anymore. Oh my gosh, I hear you. I did years and years of fibers before I finally was like, I'm going through like a bottle a week. This is ridiculous. It is so nice to not have to worry about messing with your bio hair, really. I promise you, it is life-changing, okay? When you find the right topper and you get it customized and it just works. I spend minimal time on my bio hair anymore. I will run a curling iron through it real quick, but I'm talking like 30 seconds. And my toppers stay styled, so I literally just clip them on and go. And it's just the nicest feeling ever. So I'm happy that you're here and that you are learning. And it is a lot to learn, but I tell everybody it's like a skill like anything else. Even if you've never been like good at hair, you can learn how to get your style down, right? I just did a consultation with a lady today and she was so cute. She was like, I've never done anything with my hair. I have no idea what I'm doing. And she's like, I'm just not good with hair. I'm not like a girly girl. I was like, you don't have to be, because you don't have to be a stylist. You don't have to figure out how to do all the things. You just have to figure out what works for you and just get good at that. And then once you figure that out, like, no stress. You don't have to learn about anything else. You know, I'm putting on the Breeze, the closed lace topper, because I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of all of these. I've never seen toppers that look so natural as yours do. Oh, well, thanks. I really think that, number one, I have been like I don't know the word, working with and like talking about singing UniWigs praises for years, because I really believe that they have the most affordable toppers on the market for the quality. You can find like $30 toppers, but I'm telling you right now, they're straight up garbage. If you know what goes into this, like these are literally hand tied. A $30 topper is garbage. I would never go any cheaper than what you find at UniWigs. So if you ever see my face on a, you know, buy 3 toppers for $60 kind of deal, you can know it's stolen. This is the lowest I would ever pay for a topper, and only from UniWigs, because I've had so many of their pieces. And so I just think that they have the best selection of toppers, of cap designs. Their colors have gotten so much better over the years, and their length choices, like they have a ton of stock and options. And again, for like the best price on the market, I promise you. I do consultations all the time for people independently, not for UniWigs, and especially people whose budgets are in this price range, are below $1,000. Like, UniWigs is the way to go. So, oh, good morning. I'm happy you're on. I keep tagging you on scam TikTok pages using your videos. Thank you for tagging me. I try so hard to keep up with them, but they're so relentless. At this point, I would literally have to like hire a lawyer to have on retainer because they're just constantly popping up and it's crazy. So yeah, don't trust those. Give me hope I can wear them. Good, Rudy, you totally can. I promise you. I promise you. Which color is this, Maya? This is truffle brown. The blonde is my own hair. So truffle brown is a pretty solid color. Let's talk a little bit about like the different pros and cons, maybe. So the Breeze topper, this is a closed lace topper. So you blend this with your own bio hair. This is what the edge of this looks like. It is super thin and has such a natural transition on it. Like the transition between my bio hair and the topper is almost like seamless. So this works great for anybody with a really thin hairline. It's also really breathable. That lace, remember the holes in the lace are bigger, so it allows for like wonderful like ventilation and breathability. But this is also a large cap. So if you're looking for something that's going to clip in pretty low on your head, it's really comfortable, and gives you a ton of coverage. It's wonderful for that. It's wonderful if you want to wear it longer than your bio hair because it has enough coverage that it can cover really anything, and you can add length to your bio hair with this. You could also wear this up, but like I said, I wouldn't do this a lot, just because you're going to feel a little bit more pulling on the clips. But for like short periods of time, or wear maybe like a low ponytail or a low bun or something, you can totally do that with this one. The downsides to this, or I guess anything with return hairs, is what we were just talking about, where if when you're styling it, it's going to be fluffier and it's going to have more volume naturally. So if you like something really, really sleek and flat at the roots, this one might not be your best bet. So it's really great for volume though. And just like it's lighter weight than most toppers this size because of the construction of it. Yes, my daughter bought me a $40 from Amazon. I love her for it, but I returned it. Oh, good. I'm sorry. Oh, let me see. Sorry, I missed some things. I have not enough hair at the front to use the clip-in hair topper. What should I do? Ping pong kids game. I would look at a lace front topper. So the companion of this one, this Breeze topper, there are two different kinds. There's the lace, the closed lace, which is the one I'm wearing. You blend that with your bio hair. If you have a hard time with clips because your hair is so thin, I would maybe do the lace front and use the halo wire or glue it down. This will recreate a hairline for you. It'll sit in front of this. So this is identical to the one I have on, except it has this raw lace edge. And when it comes, it's actually long. So you trim it back. And I like to do a little jagged cut there on purpose because when you glue it down, it becomes less detectable. In fact, maybe I should glue one of these on. Should I glue one on now? It's getting to be that time. Are there any others you want to see before I glue one on? I think I've shown you most of mine. I can't think of any I've missed. Will the return hairs make the root more volume and natural? Yes, Jessie, yes. You will have more volume at the root with return hairs. Exactly. Hi, just joined. Which one is the flattest at the root? Thin lobster. Anything that is a silk top or a skin top. This one is the Savannah, and it is going to be pretty flat at the root. I styled this with a little bit more volume, but it will sit pretty flat at the roots. As well as the Aura topper, which is a skin top. Also very flat at the roots, no return hairs. The topper had the same color as my bio hair. I was answering Naomi. I think I missed part of your story, Martha. I'm sorry. Oh, most of my family don't know that I started wearing toppers. Last week in my grandfather's funeral, I wanted to be brave, so I wore a topper for the first time around many people. Not even my mom noticed. Really? The topper had the same color as my bio hair. That is awesome. Oh, you were answering Naomi. I got you. Well, that's crazy if your mom didn't spot it, man. That's awesome. Okay, last chance if you want me to try another one on, or, well, I don't know. We still have half an hour. I'm like, I don't want to glue it on and then be cut short that I can't try on something else. But I mean, I could. I won't be able to blend it very well because my hair is going to be stuck to my head. Okay, so I was going over pros and cons. So again, if you don't like volume at the root, maybe like the Aura topper or the Savannah, even though they still are going to have that fluffy texture, they're still going to have that Burmese hair. So you still have to work to kind of make it sleek if you want. But they just will naturally sit flatter at the roots. Do they sell your beautiful eyes too, LOL? That is so kind of you. So kind. Should we? Yeah, maybe we should. And if I have to take it off, I will. Okay, you guys vote in the comments. Should I glue on the Breeze Topper, the larger one, or the Airy Elegance, which is the smaller one? The Breeze one, the lace front one I have is the one with bangs, or the Airy Elegance. You guys tell me which one should I glue down. Funny Dessert says the Breeze. Okay. I'm having a problem with the sides of my hair staying blended with the topper. I brush it in together and it looks good, but then I look in the mirror an hour later or so and the two have separated and you can see the topper fall in front of my bio hair. What kind of topper do you have, Brenda? That would help me understand. Do you know like roughly what size it is and what kind of topper it is? That would help me a lot. Thin Lobster says Airy Elegance. Maya says the smaller one. That'd be the Airy Elegance. The Courtney. Okay. Let me help you with that and then we'll decide on which one I'm going to glue down. So if your hair is not blending, especially on the sides, this is one trick you can do. And I don't know exactly how you style your hair, Brenda, but one thing I like to do if I'm having that problem is curl. If you're wearing it like with a curl in it, I like to curl the two front pieces together. And this can happen, the like separation. Sometimes it can happen even more if the hair is clumping together because it might need a wash. But if you take your hair, oh, my curling iron isn't on, so it'll take a minute. But basically what I would do is like take your bio hair and the topper hair and curl them together. And a lot of times that will help it blend better in the front. So sometimes, I don't know, I know what you're talking about though when it starts to separate. It also has to do with if it's shifting. If it's shifting while you're wearing it, that can easily happen to where it'll be kind of like, hopefully it doesn't shift that much, but it's easier for it to separate like that if it is moving around. So I don't know if I'm really helping at all, Courtney or Brenda, but definitely curling the pieces in the front together and making sure that it's really secure. Another trick you can do if it's moving around on you a lot, if it's not staying really secure, is using some kind of teasing, texturizing powder on your bio hair. Let me show you how amazing this stuff is. Like, for instance, I have a friend who has the Aura topper. And remember, the Aura topper has the clips or the comb in the front. But obviously, this will work for clips or combs. But if you have really fine, thin hair, oh, that's not the right one. It's really common for these clips and combs to sometimes slide through it. And it just doesn't have like a lot to cling to, right? So if you notice that your topper is sliding, that's funny, I put some in today, so it's not sliding on me, but normally it would slide pretty easily. If you're having that problem, a little bit of this like texturizing powder, there's a ton of brands that sell these, but just like a little bit wherever that comb goes, and it's usually just like a white powder. Rub it in. Like dry shampoo also works, but texturizing or teasing powder or root lift powder or anything like that. It's just like, it's way grippier than dry shampoo, so it works better. But then when you slide that in, like, it won't slide. It's pretty awesome. And that can also help keep it so that it blends together. Karams. You look beautiful as usual. Thank you. What's your trick at 10:45? I'm gonna show you how to glue a topper down. So I'm gonna glue a lace front down. No bangs, love to see how the lace is. Okay, Rach, we will definitely do the no bangs one. Good call. Are there any toppers with closed lace that are flatter? I have the Breeze and closed lace, and I'm so happy with how well it blends at the front, but would love it slightly flatter. So now I got more confidence. Oh, sorry, this is Martha. Okay, Rach, so the Breeze topper is going to have more volume at the root. It's not going to be as flat because it has more hair. But it's really about styling. And if you can try to just style it as flat as you can by wetting it, blow drying it flat. But it's really like anything that's closed lace is going to have those return hairs, and that just gives it that natural volume. It's hard to, like, you can't really, you can only tame it down so much, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Martha, so now I got more confidence with wearing my toppers. It has taken me a long time. I've been using them at home some days when I go shopping, etc. And now I feel better wearing toppers in public. So happy to hear it, Martha. See? It's so nice. Once you just wear it and you get out there and get over like that first outing, sometimes it's the hardest part. And it's so common to then have your confidence be built because nobody notices like you thought they would. Okay, can I use curling cream or a spray to style? Absolutely. Yep. It's human hair, so you can use any kind of product. The only thing I say is you just don't want to use too much product over time because it'll just make you have to wash it more often. And we try to not wash it more often than what's needed. Sorry, I'm gathering all my supplies here to glue this topper down. I thought I was prepared, but okay. My next step is doing videos online. Oh, hey. What kind of videos are you gonna do? Yeah. Oh shoot. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of a disaster all the time. Okay, I'm a nurse. I'm gonna wear it as soon as I get it and go to my hairdresser. I'm ready. Yes, thank you for reminding me to talk about that. It is so important to have a hairdresser. Now, listen, these toppers, I'm just using some micellar water, by the way, to clean off the makeup off my forehead right here at my hairline. I have really oily skin, and the lace actually blends much better on my bare skin than if it has makeup on it. So I don't like to glue it down where the makeup is. I like to clean that off first. It's so nice to have a hairdresser that you can trust and go to. The UniWigs toppers, like I said, come already with some face framing layers, which makes it so much easier than it used to be. So it's not necessarily mandatory, but it's still just so nice to have somebody you can trust that can help you, especially like if you're struggling with styling and you just can't really figure it out. Having a stylist to help you is a game changer. What heat protectant do you use, Brenda? Most of the time on my UniWigs toppers, I use this one, Color Wow Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. This is my go-to. This is my favorite. UniWigs, do you want me, if you're still listening, do you want me to stay on until 9? Or do you want me to go for another 25 minutes because I was 15 minutes late? You have to let me know. Okay, I'm going to use the Bold Hold Liquid Gold. This is from the Hair Diagram. You can get this on Amazon. This is a really good water-soluble glue that works really well with just like daily, like I wouldn't want to like sleep in your topper after gluing it with this, but it's a really good hold for just like every day. wide forehead. Are you saying I have a wide forehead, or are you asking about a wide forehead? Sorry, I don't know. So I'm just taking a little bit of that on a Q-tip and I'm putting it right here in the middle. And now I'm gonna take my topper, and a little bit goes a long way, okay? This is the number one problem that I see and that I've done myself, is using too much glue. So the little tiniest bit of glue you can use to get the job done is ideal. And I'm just gonna use a tail, like the tail of a comb, and kind of just like hold this down and push it into it. I don't think I got enough glue. Hold it. This isn't gonna work on your forehead. Yeah, it is. Whatever time works for you. Okay, well, I'll do the gluing down and then I'll show you how to take it off, and it'll probably be the 2-hour mark. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. Let me get a little bit more here. So I'm just doing it right in front of my hairline, and I want to try to keep the little flyaways, like whether they're my bio hair or the topper hair, I want to try to keep it out of the way. But I'll show you, if you do get it kind of stuck in the glue, I'll show you how to fix it afterwards. But first we just want to glue this middle section right here. And I like to do this like combing it down in like this downward motion like this. Works really well. And you got to kind of let it dry as you go. The trick to the gluing is to be patient. Do not do this when you're super rushed. If you're still learning, there's a little bit of a learning curve with this, but I'm telling you, once this is on your forehead and it's really glued down, it is so undetectable. It's crazy. Okay. I'm kind of just letting that dry, and I'm gonna grab a little bit more glue, and I'm keeping my finger on this so it doesn't come up as I'm moving this around. But now I'm gonna do over here, this section. And remember, the lace kind of depends on your head shape, but it isn't gonna go straight across. See how it's kind of like going backward, like kind of this rounded shape? You want to make sure that you're not pulling on the lace, because it'll like pucker on you, and that's not a good look. But you want to kind of bring it down again from the middle and then pushing it outwards like this. Does that make sense? I bought all the products from your last live. Now I have a hair topper room. Good. We all need a hair topper room. I love it. How's it been going since the last live? That looks good on you. Thanks. Is that the Airy Elegance you have on now, and what color? Yes, it is. This is the Airy Elegance with the lace front, and it's mousse brown is the color. So see how I got like some hair stuck in here? Don't worry, we're gonna remedy that at the end here. You haven't worn it yet? So is this the Courtney Funny Dessert? I can't remember. Which one is it that you have? You have to remind me. All right, so this is just kind of drying down. Breeze, the breeze, that's right, that's puffy. Well, sometimes you just got to play with it. And sometimes you just have to kind of embrace the puffiness, okay? I don't want to, I'm going to like probably tick you off right now. But sometimes you're going to think it looks puffier than it really does because you're so not used to seeing yourself with that much hair, right? But sometimes if you just embrace it and just wear it, you'll notice that it actually still looks really natural. Maybe not what your hair looks like, but it still looks totally natural, right? Something that somebody could totally have. And you can have it thinned a little bit. That can also help. And styling it, like I said, I'm going to this other side here. Exactly. I showed pictures to my friends and they love it. You guys, this is just so real though. again, we look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, this looks crazy. This doesn't look like me. This is way too much hair. I've never had this much hair in my life. And it can feel like, I remember one time I was wearing, it was one of my like first toppers and I actually was wearing it with a halo extension. It's a long story, but it was a small topper and I wore it with a halo extension. And I came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I look like Adele, which I love Adele, don't get me wrong, but she was known for like her really big, crazy hair in the beginning. And I was like, I can't do this. I feel like a total imposter. I hate this. It looks ridiculous. I sent pictures to my friends and they were like, I love it. I'm like, you guys are just being nice. They're like, no, I think you're full of it. I don't know why you don't think it looks natural. But I got used to it. Hi, Rhonda. The one that I'm gluing right now is the Airy Elegance lace front. I have got a lot of my bio hair stuck out here. That's okay though. I told you, we're gonna fix all the hair that's stuck here in a minute. So when did I start this? I'm gonna say we've been going for about 7 minutes since I started gluing. Do you think? That's what I think. So we're timing me here. Okay. Now, like I said, you don't want to be pulling on the lace. Like, don't pull it across because you will get like this puckering thing. If you've ever tried to glue it and it happened where you can like see the little, I don't know how else to explain it, but it looks like the pie crust when you pinch it like that along the edges. It will pucker like that. And that's usually from pulling on the lace too tight so that when it glues down, it's like stretched tight. And then your skin, because of the elasticity in your skin, it will kind of like shrink back and you'll get that puckering. So this is why I like to do it in sections. I start in the middle, then I do the side, and then I do the other side, and make sure that as you're kind of pulling down on this lace and melting it into that glue, that you're going from like this kind of a motion. You're kind of going out like, because it's a round hairline, right? It's more like this than this, or even straight across. It kind of curves. Will it come unglued if your forehead is sweaty? Robin, if you really sweat a lot, but I'm telling you, I'm a really heavy head sweater and it's really rare for it to come unglued for me. So getting your forehead clean really well where you're going to glue it with some micellar water. I used to use rubbing alcohol, but I had people tell me that's really bad for your skin, so I stopped. The micellar water works well though. Okay, I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute because I'm gonna make sure it's really stuck before I start messing with it and cleaning it up, okay? I don't wanna, if I pull on it when it's not quite dry, it's gonna come unstuck and then it's a nightmare to have to try to fix it. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a second. I tried the halo wire, but it kept making my bio hair push up and stick out the back of my topper. Why is that? Brenda, so yes, sometimes I'm gonna clip in the back clips here. Sometimes the halo wire, if it's riding up on your head, it could be because your head is flat. I have a flat head, so sometimes it will do that to me. I just kind of stick my fingers down there and push it back down. But the other thing is sometimes if it's too tight, if you have the tension too tight, it can also ride up. So you really want to be careful with that tension. You want it tight enough that it's going to stay flat and snug, but not so tight that it has a hard time staying low on your, at the nape of your neck. So play around with the tension and see if that helps. What length am I wearing? This is the 16-inch in the Airy Elegance. So it measures a little bit longer than 16 inches. Once glued, how long do you wear it? I just wear it for the day. Yolanda, you could technically wear, I would never want to sleep in a clip-in topper because I still use the clips. So I just wear it for the day and then at night I take it off. And I can show you when it's all dry and good, then I'll show you how to take it off. It's really easy to take it off. Okay, now I think it's pretty good. Now we're gonna start cleaning it up because see how I've got like hairs stuck in there? I'm gonna take a clean Q-tip, dip it in some water, and wring out the water. We don't want it dripping. This is really hard because I do not have a good mirror. I'm just trying to use my phone here. I'm just gonna kind of rub along, not on, don't get the lace, but anywhere that you have any extra glue. And when it dries, it's pretty clear, but it might have like a little bit of a white cast. Okay. I think it's come unglued from the side here. I don't think I waited long enough. Let's just do a little bit more on this side. It's because my hair is stuck under here, you guys. It's okay though. We're still gonna do it. This is only for demonstration purposes tonight. What time is it where you guys are at? Because it's like 9 o'clock for me. I'm gonna be going to bed here soon. Okay. What kind of shampoo do you use on your toppers? It kind of depends on the hair. I was telling everybody Redken has a good one for frizz, and that works really well for this Burmese hair if you like it to be a smoother, sleeker texture. Or just like any kind of salon brand. I'm using different ones all the time, so any salon brand that's good for moisturizing and hydration. Do I ever use a blow dryer on the glue? I do sometimes, but then I kind of can mess up, like can blow the return hairs everywhere. But let's just go ahead and do that and speed this up a little, shall we? And I'm gonna do a cool, I'm gonna have the cool shot on it. Brenda, it's 11 where you are? Oh, you're on the East Coast, huh? You guys are troopers. Martha, it's 5 in the morning? Where are you at? Have you tried tape? Do you prefer tape or glue? How do you remove the tape and glue? I have used tape before. My problem is that my topper is glued so close to my hairline that if I use tape, it ends up getting in my bio hair and then it's hard to get out. And so I think tape would work really well if you have a receding hairline to the point where you're just gluing it like on your skin pretty safely. Tape can work really well. But the bonus of glue is that it really gets all the edges and lays them completely flat. Tape doesn't always do that. Tape can sometimes, especially if you've cut it kind of jagged like I have, tape won't get to the very, very edge of the lace. So I prefer glue, personally. You're a night owl? Oh, you're in Norway. Wait a minute. Is this Jeanette? Have I been chatting with you this whole time, Jeanette, or is that not Jeanette? Oh my gosh. I just remember I'm pretty sure Jeanette was from Norway. Okay. So I'm just kind of cleaning this up with water. And then if you get any glue on the hair, you can just take like wet fingers because this is water soluble and just kind of do this and it will just kind of dissolve it. But I'm not going to bore you guys any longer with this. But also, if you have some hair stuck with the glue, just kind of comb down gently like this, and it will kind of just get the hair unstuck. Okay, so is it, how do you say it? Martha? I keep saying Martha, but I'm probably saying it wrong. So I have 2 in Norway. I'm so happy. I just thought it was just Jeanette, so how fun. Okay. Rhonda, the first time I paid a lot of money for a topper and went to one of those pop-ups, the girl cut bangs in it and cut them way too short, so never wore it again. Oh no. That is the absolute nightmare. That is the absolute nightmare. I'm so sorry. Yes, this is a glue that I just, it's the Bold Hold Liquid Gold. So I don't know how well this is sticking on this side here, but I'm just gonna show you. Once it's glued down, it sits really flat, right? And now I'm going to pull my hair up so you can see. And actually, I like to, if I want to do like a high ponytail, I usually will start just kind of like start right here so it stays high and finger comb everything into it like this. And I always leave a little bit of face framing layers kind of out around my face. And then keep this loose. Jeanette, I know it, Jeanette, in the hair community from Norway. Oh my gosh, I bet you it's her. How funny. Okay, well that explains a lot then, Martha. They all look so good on you. Thank you. How would you recommend dealing with a widow's peak? Ooh, I love that question. Widow's peaks don't love lace fronts. I'll tell you that. That sucks. But normally with like a regular topper that you would blend in with your bio hair, widow's peaks can sometimes work great because I just like to sit it kind of where the part is, like onto the, sorry, part it where, like to the side of the widow's peak. And then you can kind of lift up your widow's peak and get a little bit of lift in it. You know, do this like, get a little bit of lift in it like that. And it can really hide that transition in that topper really well. So usually just parting it just next to your widow's peak works the best. But lace fronts will lower that hairline. It has to go in front of the widow's peak, and so sometimes that doesn't work so great. Watching all your videos have helped me so much. All the tricks and tips are great, and no one can believe that my topper is not my hair. Thank you. Oh, Wendy, or sorry, I saw Wendy's name above yours, Brenda, but that makes me so happy to hear. That's the best. What's the name of the glue you were using? It's the Bold Hold Liquid Gold from the hair diagram. So now I can pull this up and wear it all day like this without it bothering me. I don't even have, I need to clip these in though. I was gonna say, I didn't even have the front clips clipped. I usually will clip them in though, and it keeps it like, but it's not gonna pull on them because it's glued down securely in the front. So, do you guys wanna see the back? I have no idea what it's looking like, but let's try it. We'll pull this down a little bit. There we go. Also, I sometimes will use like some hair fibers to fill in if I've got like some, where you can see my scalp like back in here. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of hair fibers there, but cute, right? Or again, you could do the top knot. Hold on, I gotta start over. I have to get this one. Love it, thank you. You're so welcome. Remember to put Lacie's Live in the notes and you'll get the free application kit. You guys, never have I ever had a top knot. You know, when I was like really young mom, I know we're almost done here, so I'm not gonna drag it out. But when I was really young mom, before I found toppers, I was so jealous of all the moms who wore these mom buns. And they would just be like, throw their hair in a mom bun and go drop their kids off at school and look so this like effortless, cool girl vibe. I could never. I never wore my hair up because it just would never look like this. So I'm like reclaiming that mom bun era. Beautiful. I'm glad you guys like it. Same Marta. Everybody does. Only Scandinavian can pronounce the ending of my name. Oh, I'm so relieved that I'm not the only one. Thank you. I'm going to learn how to say it someday though, because I have this thing about pronouncing people's names correctly. It's like really important to me. Rosa from Peru. Oh my gosh. Hello. I hope you can get one too. So this one is the Airy Elegance lace front in the color Moose Brown. Okay. All right. This, should I show you how to take the glue off? It's really easy. Easier than you think, probably. But in the summer especially, you guys, I wore my hair up in these all the time. So nice to be able to get it off your neck. It's worth the extra time to glue it to be able to do that. Even if I sweat, because somebody was asking about sweating and if the glue comes off, even if I sweat, sometimes the glue will come unstuck slightly, but it will still be, it'll still stay flatter than if there was no glue on it at all. So even if it comes a little bit unstuck, as long as you leave a little bit of hair around your face, you won't even see it. Okay, should I show you how to take it off? I just have some paper towels here. Love your lashes. What mascara do you like? Oh, thanks, Wendy. It's the Telescopic. It's L'Oreal, so it's a drugstore brand, but they're telescopic specifically. It has a really tiny brush, and I love it. I also use a lash serum, so if you've never used a lash serum, you got to get on that. It's magic. Okay, I have paper towels, they're wet, and I'm just gonna like dab at my hairline like this. Airy Elegance does have return hairs, funny dessert. Yep, it does. It still does. Marta, I bought the hairpiece scrunchie so I could have the messy bun. Yes. See, and if I had enough hair on the sides, but that's always my problem. Even with like the scrunchy hair things, I still am so thin on the sides that I still have a hard time hiding it with that. Look at that. It came right off. I feel it would be hard to choose my color. Uh, Tell me what kind of, describe your hair color to me and I could try to recommend one for you. Even if it's not perfect, as long as your topper has enough coverage, you can really get away with a little bit of a spectrum of colors. Or the number one rule about color is err on the side of lighter, because you can darken these, you can color these darker, but you can't lighten them. So Topic, that's true. I could use Topic, but I don't know, guys. Like, whenever I pull my hair up, it's pretty bad. And it's really hard to hide, even with fibers. But good call. Good call. Okay, well, now I'm leaving you looking a little bit like a troll. I hope you guys learned something during this live. Is there anything you'd like to see before we sign off here? Any last minute burning questions I've missed? Because I know I've missed some, I'm sorry. Funny dessert. I have medium brown hair and I bought the mousse brown. Yeah, perfect. Yes. This is the mousse brown color. It's really pretty. They also have, I forgot to mention this, the Upgrade Aura Topper. They have a new color and it is called light mousse brown. So this is mousse brown, this is light mousse brown. I don't know exactly what all they sell in this, but I know it comes in the Upgrade Aura Topper. So that's new because they used to only have like truffle brown was the lightest. So if you have like a medium brown hair and like some highlights, this is a really pretty color in the Upgrade Aura. You love the color? Me too. I love the mousse brown color. It's a good one. I'm glad you like it too. Medium red brown. Okay, so the mousse brown has like all those highlights in it, but honestly, the truffle brown is kind of a darker medium brown, but it does have some red undertones in it. It's a little warmer. Yes, my light mousse brown, you saw it today, Marta. It's beautiful, isn't it? Totally want to buy one. Well, I think you should. I think you should try them out. So the truffle brown, it is a little darker medium brown, but that's going to be the most solid, warmer toned brown for you. If it's too dark, you could start with the mousse brown and have a stylist color it to be a little bit warmer. You could tone it. It does have some warmth to it for sure, but it's not as much red. The blonde is more of like caramel tones. So it doesn't have as much like red undertones in it, but the truffle brown it's pretty warm usually. And it will vary a little bit from topper to topper because they're human hair, right? Should you wash the glue with something off the lace? Oh, that's a great, let's end on that. So this water-soluble glue, one of the reasons I love it is because it doesn't leave behind a bunch of residue. Like I've got a tiny bit of residue here, but so I don't always have to clean it, honestly, but when it is time, hold on. If you do start to notice some buildup or makeup, use a little bit of micellar water on like a paper towel. And you don't want to rub it because those knots are really delicate, but I just like to sandwich it like this and just kind of dab it with some micellar water. It's a sign we're almost done because I'm having a cough attack. I'm so sorry. I have done a lot of talking today. But if you just kind of sandwich it and do it like that, in between wears, this works great. And then if you ever do feel like you're getting more makeup on it or it has more buildup, you could just wash this. I would still use the micellar water, but then you could use like a shampoo on the lace without having to wash the whole thing. But honestly, the micellar water works really well and is usually enough. So A cooler brown, Maya? They have the dusty ash brown. That's going to be the ashiest brown. It does have a lot of blonde in it, but that would be a good base for an ash brown. You could have it colored a little darker if you needed to, but it has that base ash color, so that would be the one. Have you ever sewn more clips in your topper, and is it easy? I need different placement on mine because I wear my hair parted on the very far side. Absolutely, Brenda. I sew combs into them all the time. Or clips and combs. And UniWigs actually on their YouTube has a fantastic tutorial that I have referred to over and over on how to sew in clips. So find their tutorial on their YouTube. It's the best tutorial I found. Yes, it's safe to dye them darker, but you don't want to lighten them. So that's why I say start with a lighter color and then go, you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. I have a receding hairline. You use your hairline a lot. What do you suggest? Jamie, I just showed how to use a lace front topper, and this will recreate a hairline for you, so you don't have to blend your own hairline. But they do need to be glued down usually, or at least worn with the halo wire that comes with them. You can remove it, but it'll keep it flat. Do I have some parted down the side? I do. It is, where did it go? I have my Courtney topper parted on the side. I switch up the parts all the time. This is the Courtney topper that I have parted to the side. I'll show you that real quick. But see what I mean? After I've glued it down, I've got like gunk in my hair, so that's why I do that last. Here's a side part to end on here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me and this is always so much fun. You guys are a fantastic group. So thanks for being here. If you do order today only, just put Lacie's Live in the notes and you can get a free application kit. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you follow UniWigs so you can be announced, reminded of when the next one will be. All right. Thank you guys so much. Everyone have a wonderful night, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks, Martha.